Okay, well, welcome everybody. My name is Ann Macalit, and I think I know many of you, but you are here today to talk about how to create staff introduction videos in Microsoft Teams. And I'm lucky enough to have another colleague of mine who went through this process and has been a great person to collaborate with on this project. So I'm going to have Anna introduce herself as well.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Anna Peach, and I am a transition counselor out of the South Minneapolis office. I've been with VRS Indeed for almost 2 years in February. So, yeah, as I was saying before, I'm not a big tech person. I don't see myself as that. So, here I am.
Thanks,
Excited
Anna.
that you're all here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were really excited about the response of people interested in doing this. And so, so thank you for being here today. And we hope to make this be something that's pretty user-friendly for you. So a couple of things. I wanted to start first with just identifying what we're hoping to accomplish today. So that is, we're going to try to walk through the how-tos of creating and recording a scripted introduction in Microsoft Teams. So that is one thing that we really felt was important for this process to take part in, is to be able to have a video script, because sometimes that's the harder part, like how do I deliver what I want to say in this? And so we've tried to script it for a lot of reasons, just to keep it consistent. That's not to say you couldn't do a little nuance of your own flair if you wanted to. We just want to make sure it's scripted for the professionalism of it and a consistent message in this transition area. And we've really been focusing on transition to do these videos first. We might feel that other people are coming to us having an interest in branching out of other ways to use videos as an introduction to the people you're serving. But we're kind of focusing on a transition of students as the first group that we're putting these in front of. And then we're going to teach you how to edit a video and the captioning files after you create this video recording, which many of you have not thought to do probably, or maybe, I don't know if you had an interest in doing it or not, but it's relatively simple to do. And I'll show you how to do that and give a little demo as well. And then we're going to talk about the necessary steps that you need to take on for the video to then be uploaded. We have a shared site with our Deed YouTube site that we want these videos to be uploaded. That does not make the videos public to anybody. It only makes it public. It only makes it available, excuse me, to those that you provide the link to. So I want to make sure that you know that. And then we have, in this project, we have developed a number of people who have come forward to say that they'd be willing for the teams to be a tech liaison. And so we have a list of all of those resources available right now. Most teams are participating. Some we haven't yet heard from, and some aren't maybe participating at this time. So I'll mention that in our documents that we'll be referencing. And we have some resources then. We created a whole team site for your purposes on this, so you could go into these documents and know who the liaisons are. And it also is going to be a place where we're going to be capturing some of when you want to do your project, when you want to submit your videos. We're trying to balance the amount of work that this might involve for our IT staff when they upload these. So I'll share more about that over time. So with that, let's get started. So the first step that we want to walk you through is the script. This is just, can everybody see this well enough? I'll look for nods. Because we can bring this up broader, but this is an example of a script that you could use. We've developed 2 of them. And at first, when we went through this project, and Anna could probably attest to this too, we had developed a script so that individual counselors or reps were kind of doing one for each school, and that became quite a bit of work. And we found that most of it was the same thing that we wanted to say in our script, there was just that one nuance of I'm working with ABC High School, you know. So we decided instead to make it a little bit more generalized to the needs of what we want to deliver for talking points. And the real difference is down in like this fourth paragraph, we have a statement that says, I serve students at your school. And if you want to learn more about applying for the program, contact me at blah, 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 blah. So that's script one that talks more directly of I serve the students at your school. The next one that we created as an example is just more generic to say, if you want to learn more on that fourth paragraph, if you want to learn more about applying for our programs, contact me directly by calling. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the only real strong difference between the two scripts. And there's the fill in the blank options for what you can put in. So we're hoping this would be helpful again to streamline the process for you so you don't have to start from square one creating your own script, and you can kind of fill in the information that you need to in this area. So, and feel free again to use the chat if you have questions. So that script, you'll want to customize and select which one works best for you. The next thing is putting together your contact slide. There's a lot of ways to do this. I chose here a PowerPoint slide that I was able to just put my information to say for more questions about BRS, contact me. Here's my name, my email, my work and/or cell. And then if you have a main office number, feel free to use that if you prefer that to be out there for your students to contact through that as a backup as well. You could do the same thing in a Word document. I think the PowerPoint shows up a little bit better and cleaner as you share your screen, but either one is an option. So you do want to have your contact slide kind of ready because you'll want to do your script first, and then at the end, we're having people show their contact slide. And then I'm going to pass it to Anna for her to talk.
All right, thank you. So the next step into creating the video is to actually create a Microsoft Teams meeting. So I know a lot of people were saying they're maybe not so familiar with Teams. So what you're going to want to do is go into your Outlook calendar and create a new appointment. You're going to title the appointment whatever you want that video to be titled. So in the subject line, you'll see where there's the B in the arrow. This is called ABC School Introduction Video. That will be what it's named at the end. So don't be naming it like, I don't want to be doing this video, because that's what it'll be called. So next you will want to press on the tab above and click on the Teams meeting. You'll see that labeled with C and the arrow. That is what's going to create that link for the team meeting. So that will show up for down below in the notes section. And then you can save the invite, and you will have, if you have two people doing introductions for a school, IT has advised us to create two separate videos. So say Anna and I are going to be doing a video together. I would make my own Teams meeting and record that way. And then Anne would make her own Teams meeting, record hers. And then we would send them to IT and they would put those together for us. Go to the next one. Then to begin the Teams meeting, once you're ready to start recording your video, you want to go back into the Outlook calendar, find that meeting that you created, and then you can press, it will be in that blue or the purple hyperlinked highlighted join Microsoft Team meeting link. Just a note to make sure that you have your video and audio set to on. And then you can press the join now. And then just another note to your start time and end time, that doesn't matter. You can, I set them for half an hour. You can join it at any time because it's your own meeting. So those are not important. Next one. All right, so when you are ready to start recording, in the Teams meeting that you're in by yourself, you can click on that three dots. You'll see that's in the red circle, you just press that for the more options, and you'll see that second option right there that says start recording. There will be a blue bar that comes across the top that will tell you it's going to start recording. So that threw me off the first few times. I was like, oh, so don't be thrown off by that. Just a couple other notes on these other options. There is, I know, a lot of really cool background effects you can do, but please don't use those, and don't blur your background, because it does affect the quality of your photo or your videos. And we just want it to look really professional. So I also understand, though, that a lot of people maybe aren't comfortable showing their house and their mess in the background, and just for privacy reasons. So a way that you can maybe avoid that is you could set up a sheet behind you, or find a blank wall. I understand that space is sometimes an issue. Just, I live in an apartment, I understand how that is. But there are ways that you can naturally maybe just fix that background. And then obviously you'll want to do that before you start recording. You don't want to be setting up a sheet and then while you're trying to talk. And then just one more note about, there is an option, there's closed captionings. Do not turn those on, because those will be added later on in the editing process. All right, and then so creating your recording and adding your contact slides. So this is going back to the slide that Anne showed before, that PowerPoint slide with all your contact information. It's really nice to put that at the end of your video, just so when you're presenting, you don't have to like spell out your whole entire email. So when you're ready to share that, there's a bar on your screen, that circle in the middle there, that's your share content button. So you are going to want to have your either PowerPoint or your Word document pulled up already, ready to go, because when you press that share content button, it will show you options of things to share. So you're going to want to make sure that PowerPoint is up, and then you can press share. When you begin sharing, that PowerPoint will become your whole screen, but you can still talk over that. When you press the stop presenting button, it will take you back to just a full screen of your face. All right, and then to view your video. So once you're completed and done recording your video, you can press the button. It looks like a telephone, one of those old landlines, to end the meeting and the recording. So once you exit out of the meeting, you will wait for a couple of minutes. I've had it take maybe 2 minutes. I've had it or up to 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how long it is. You will get an email from Microsoft Streams, and it will inform you that your video is ready. Within that email, there is an option to click to go to your video now, and that's the way that you can view your video. As an alternative, you can also go into the chat tabs of your Teams meeting, and the video will be saved there as well. And I think this next one is back to Anne.
Yeah, and while I'm switching over for a second, it looks like somebody's asking if we would get the PowerPoint. Yes, we'll absolutely share the PowerPoint, and you'll have this available. It's actually going to be on a Teams site that we are all accessing. So the next step that we're going to show you is just how to edit and trim the video. We are encouraging that you do this because it's not too difficult, and I'll show you how to do it. And it will save our IT staff a lot of time as we're doing many videos coming through for each team. So it is a nice option to have. If you find you don't figure it out, it's not going to be the end of the world. We can live with that, and we can tell Eric Leitner is the person who's doing this for IT. He's our contact point, and he can certainly just understand the start and stop time if it really comes down to that. But we're trying to empower people to try some new things, and it sure would be a benefit for everybody if you're able to learn this. So what I'm gonna talk through these two, or this one screen right now, and then I'll exit out of here and show you a little bit about Microsoft Stream and how it shows up. So once you get that email that suggests that your video is ready, and you click on that, and you can go to Microsoft Streams, or you pull it from the chat, the same kind of effect. You'll go into Microsoft Streams. Once you open that, you're going to go through, it looks like my little circle got off here, but you're going to go through the three dots again, the ellipses. On that, this is on the Microsoft Streams location. And by clicking on the three dots, or the ellipses, you're going to have these options come up. And trim video is one of those options. So we're going to select that if you need to edit the start and end time. If you don't, no worries. But the nice thing is that you can go in and you can actually take you can see on this right side, that second picture, there's a little bar at the front. That's the bar that you can move to put it to the place where you want to start. And then you click on the front side of it, you take that bar, move it, and you click on that left bracket above it, above that circle. And if you are on the end part that you want to edit some of the end off, then you have a similar kind of pink little spot that is on the back side that you move it to where you want to end it, and then you click on the right side bracket. So, and then there's an apply button. So I'm going to get out of this, and I'll show you a little bit more directly how this works. And this is not a really refined video that I'm showing as an example. So I think I did a blah, 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 blah. So if we get, for any reason, to the details of what's in the video, don't worry. So here's what Microsoft Streams look like. And maybe you all never knew that you had access to this. But technically, if you go and look up Microsoft Streams, and maybe I'll show this just for a second. If you looked up Microsoft Streams, this is what their main site would be. And if you signed in, basically on the same sign-in you do for logging into your computer, you will see this option come up for you. So this is what Microsoft Office uses as the video component to Teams. So when you do your video then, and we click on that link, as Anna said, your content will actually come here. So here's under My Content, you'll see all the video options, and you'll see some that we've done before. So in this case, I'm going to use this ABC video. I'm going to try to stop it from playing too. Okay, stop, please. Okay, so this is the video. Say this is the video you created. What we talked about for editing is you actually go down to the three dots, and you're going to click on it. And you want to trim the video. So you just click on trim. This is going to come up. And you can see there's the video up the top. And then there's your sub bar down below where you can see kind of the picture that I created for the trimming. All you do, this is your bar. And you just move this. So if I wanted to move this further in, maybe I want to move this and I don't want any version of that front part started. I want to move it right to the picture. I move the bar. And then that's my front side. So I'm going to trim the front side by clicking this left bracket and see how it sizes up. And then on the back side, you take this and maybe I want to put it really close to that ending contact slide. Then you just click on the right bracket for that. And it closes like that, but it will play it correctly. And then you want to click on apply. Now say you play it and you're like, oh my gosh, I did it wrong. You still have the ability to come back in here and change it back to where it was. So don't worry about playing around with it. If I want to come back in and move it, the whole strip will still be there. It's just showing what's playing when you put the brackets in. Does that make sense to everybody? So that is how you do the trimming. And you can certainly let me know if you have questions at all in the chat box as we do that. So that's how that works for trimming. unfortunately, I would say, if you have something in the middle of your video, you'll not be able to trim a section of it out in the middle. That the only thing we might be able to do is if it really were critical and you didn't want to do it again, because these are shorter videos, it's possible that Eric could do trimming because he's got a whole, in addition to the Deed YouTube site where you can do some elements of trimming, he has an editing software where he could help out with that if we needed him to. We'd just have to be clear with what that trim is. So that's not a problem too. He's super flexible, but we're also trying to be kind of conscious of his time put in. So that's the first part. Not too hard, right? Not too bad. It didn't look as bad as you might have thought about trimming a video. Okay, then there's the captioning file. So we're going to walk this through first. So to add captioning, you're going to go again down to those 3 dots, and you'll have an update video details option. So, and that's right on that front video page again. So you're going to go there. That will then open up this page. Now I'm recognizing there's might be one thing I might add to this page. And I'll say it here on the recording so we all have it. So you can see here a number of different things. On the left side, you can see, and hopefully everybody can see it well enough. You can see the name of the video. You don't have to worry about a description or anything like that. But in order for the captioning to occur, it's really helpful to change the video language or make sure that it lists English as the option. So make sure to do that, because I think that also helps auto-generate the captioning in these steps. I do want to just talk through one other thing in case it comes up when people create videos, but in the middle section, there's a permission side. And this is where you'll be listed as the owner. But if for any reason you needed Eric to be an owner in this, you can just search out that person's name and add him if that were to be needed, Eric Leitner. I don't know that it will. I think he can take our information in the downloads, but if he needs to get in there and do any kind of changing of something, he could get in there as well that way. You just have to click on him once his name appears and list him as an owner. But I know I'm getting a little bit off, but I wanted to just mention those things as you see this page. But what you do for adding the captioning, so after you go, click that update, the details, and then get to this page, you see on the very right column, there is under captions, there's a little button or little checkbox that says auto generate captions. So you do want to click on that checkbox and then make sure to go up to the top and click apply. Then we suggest to let the video run through. It won't happen automatically. It's going to have to play through once. And luckily, these are shorter videos, so it shouldn't take that long. But let the video then run through. And then when you get that to run through, your transcript, if it worked, in auto-generating, will show up here on the side of your video like this. You have the ability to edit it right then and there. So what you do to edit it, if something's wrong with it, is click on that pencil, and you'll have access to each and every one of these lines for editing. So on the picture to the right side of that, you'll see that a line comes up like, hello, everybody. If I said, how are you today? And that didn't pick up, I could actually put a period and then type in, how are you today? And then I could click save. So that's an option. Or if it's just to change a typo, maybe my name is spelled wrong, I'll click on that line and I will edit it and then click save. Okay, so I'm going to take on that step first. So I'm going to go out. Let me go back. Hopefully this will, okay. So just to show that again then, so how we did that is we go to this update video details. This is already generated the captioning. So you would just click on the box here and then let it run through, and you'll come back and you will get, make sure to pause mine. You'll get this transcript on the side. All you do is you can click on that pencil, and now you're in an interactive kind of state with your transcript. So if I wanted to say, hello, how are you? Then I can do that and put that in and save it. Or, ooh, don't play. Or maybe there's something wrong with my name. I'll click on that line and say, maybe I wanted to add Junior and Macula Jr. or something. Then I could just type it in, or maybe it's spelled it wrong, even though it hasn't. And I can just click on all of this so you can retype or edit. And you just have to make sure to click save. I'm going to discard this right now, and I'm going to go back in, and maybe I don't want that. So you can take it out. So it's a total interactive space. So then
Hello,
once
everybody.
Oh, like that, see? Then once you're done, you just want to hit the little checkbox, and that'll save what you have for it to then play. Then just make sure your captioning on and see if that it's working to edit your captions. So makes sense so far, hopefully. All right. And then now the next thing I just want to show you is the reason we're doing that is now we would have the ability to download a caption file, and we have ability to download the video together, and that's what we're going to send to IT. So the same spot we went to when we did the update video details and we got onto this page, there's the ability to go back to that same section where we put on the auto-generated caption that there to the right of the caption says download file. You want to click on that. So you download that. It's a hyperlink. And then it will show up under your downloads. And everybody might be a little different, but when you open up your computer files, mine show up under quick access. Some have it under my computer. It just might look different on the side, but just go to that download section that has the arrow down. And in this case, I found my transcript right here. So that it's usually the last thing that you might have, downloaded, unless you've done something on the in-between. So you want to click on that. And if you want to double check on whether it worked and how it looks, just open it up to, I've said it'll say, do you want to open this up to like Word, blah, blah, blah. Just open it up to Notepad, and you'll see a version of like the time of the video when the verbiage came out, and you'll see the transcript layout if you've seen transcripts before. So you just save it in a Notepad application, and you'll see it, and you can just make sure that it seemed like it worked, those edits. But for the most part, when you download it, everything that you did correctly on your stream will show up correctly in your download. So I wouldn't worry too much about feeling like it's going to be wrong. And then for doing your download of your video, we're going to go to those three dots, the ellipses, and you can see the first option that you have is download video. So that you just click on that. Same thing. In this case, it shows up as my favorite for some reason. But this, or no, maybe this is, I don't know if it was, yeah, it was mine. I was gonna say if it's Anna's, but it was mine. But in that download section is where the video shows up, my ABC School one. And you just have that available to be able to share then. So I think that's before I go, I will then walk through those steps again in showing you the how-tos. So the first is we're gonna go up to update video details, click on this downloaded file, and you'll see if you haven't downloaded from certain sites before, it'll show right up on the left-hand side here. So that is an option. You can go to your download files. I guess I should say that too. You can open this and possibly do a save as well on this file. If you didn't want to go to your download file, that's an option too. So that's how you do that. Then how you download, let me stop my video. How you download the actual video is the three dots, and just click on download video. It'll do the same thing in the left-hand side, you'll see the video downloaded. Make sense to everybody so far, hopefully? I know this is kind of one of those things where you watch and they're like, oh, like hands on, I want to see, I want to try it. And that's exactly why we're recording this, is we want to make sure that people feel comfortable. So maybe I should stop there just for a second to see if there are questions that are coming up for anybody. And Anna, if you could help me with some of those, I think my questions or chats went onto my second screen.
Yes, I'm not seeing any questions, but maybe we can give some people a little time if they have any questions. Yeah.
Oh, Eric Rose is raising his hand. Yeah, Eric, and you can feel free to unmute if you'd like. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. My question, Ann, is for everyone in the training. I remember we said at the beginning that you're going to be slowly rolling these out.
Right.
What's the next process? Or maybe you'll go into that. That was just my question is, after this training, when can my staff start creating the videos?
Yeah, perfect. It's a great question. So what I would say, we're going to be moving into that part right now, but I would say up front on your question, Eric, that you can all go back and actually do your videos right away if this all makes sense to you, and leverage your tech team liaison to do so as well. The thing that we are trying to stagger a bit is all of those coming into IT for the deed upload to the YouTube site, that we're not trying to overwhelm Eric with 20 videos at once, because he's got other things he's working on as well. And so we have a project plan or a project sheet for that, that we want people to sign up for. And I'll talk about that in a little bit too, because I want to take some feedback on what people might think. But we do have a project sheet that every 2 weeks we have people signing up, starting in, I can't remember, I think I started in January because of the holidays. So that would be more the thing you're signing up for is we're ready, we want to upload it to the deed YouTube site. So that's what you're signing up for. So the process that we'll be going through, or Anna, any other questions that came out?
There was one more from Becky. She's asking, if you change the transcript, does it delay the closed captioning? That's a good question. So actually, if you're changing anything in the transcript, when you see on the side, it will show how many seconds in. So you're going to want to make sure that's also part of like the transcript piece, to make sure it matches up with the time and what you're saying. So like with what Ann was saying, you wouldn't want to be saying, hi, my name is Anna, and then in your transcript say, hi, my name is Anna, and this is what we're going to talk about today, and like add a ton more sentences, because then it won't match up with the closed captioning and the transcripts. But you can make sure that everything lines up, as long as you follow with what you're saying in the video. I don't know, is that answering your question, or did you have a different? Oh.
Yeah, feel free to unmute. Yeah, it is true that your captioning should match up to your voice, unless for some reason your voice fell off and it didn't hear it well. And that's when you might add words in to cover what wasn't picked up. But for the most part, it does a pretty good job taking what you've said and turning it into a transcript that's pretty accurate. There just are minor tweaks that it might have not heard a word quite right, and you might clarify it, or a spelling of a name that they never would have guessed anyways, like Maglet, then you might change things like that. So it catches it pretty well. But when you do that green check, it'll save that information, and it comes in pretty quickly after that save. If you give it some time and then play it, it should come in pretty quickly. The caption isn't too delayed, and this is not too long of a script that it gets too crazy to wait for that captioning to be updated.
And most of like what I'm adding or changing is like taking out or because they'll pick that up on transcripts as well. So I usually just remove all those.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You can remove those ums and uhs. That's fine to do if you find that that's in your transcript. Okay, let me know if there's anything else. So as far as once your team gets your videos done, and we really are trying to do this by team. So rather than having like one staff is done this week and another staff is done 3 weeks away, we want you to submit the project as a team. So if you really were trying to target 4 videos, that all 4 videos, all 4 members of your team that are doing those videos are coming at once to Eric. It just is easier for us in keeping track of when teams are done. So we have a tech team liaison through this process that we had identified, and that most RAMs worked with their team on who that person was and whoever kind of volunteered or who they asked. So I have those listed. I'll show you that in a second, excuse me. And so we're going to have that tech team liaison be the point person for your team. And they're going to be the ones to talk to you to say, when you want to do this video, do you need some support? And they will be able to tap into, they'll answer your questions, but they also will be able to tap into, you know, Anna, myself, Elisa Olson, some of the other staff that have gone through this. So they will be the one to sign up to say, I want to do this starting the week of January 4th and submit that week to Eric, because we'll be ready with our videos. So then the tech team liaison, when they're ready to do that, has to put some information together for me, because I will put a communication request saying that maybe the Rochester team is ready to submit theirs, and we're going to send this information to Eric in a communication request. And what your tech team liaison needs is to email me the office location, or if there's multiple, that's fine too, the name of the staffs developing the videos. So all of them, all of the names, just to make sure we keep track of that. And the number of videos each person on the team is doing and the title of the videos. Now, this was, now that I look at this, we're hoping you all just do one rather than multiple. But there may be, as Anna said, there may be the ABC high school video where you're doing a counselor and a rep together and you want those 2 in one. So that's helpful to know that, like, it's 2 videos that are going to be merged into one. That's helpful to know too. And we've encouraged that, because it allows, like, maybe the counselor is going to introduce themselves and say, and now I'm going to have you introduce your rep, and the rep will be able to have their video attached and edited it in really nicely. Eric does a nice job with that, so that you can feel it's all in one to share. So you'll give me that information in an email. I'll create the communication request. And then once I have that in, I will come back to that tech team liaison and let you know that your staff can send in their videos. Now this one, each staff member should do this individually. So it shouldn't just be your tech team liaison putting all of this in, but if you need support from the tech team liaison to do this, or from us, just let us know. And the way in which we're doing this is there's a site called WeTransfer. You go to this site and you actually will click on the plus to add your file to it. So it's like a add, and then you insert the video and the captioning file that you created. And there's an email place to put in Eric's email address. And if there's anything about the video that you want to tell them, like you want to start and stop time edit because you weren't able to figure it out, that's fine. Or if there's something else, like you couldn't figure out the captioning and you need the caption file back instead to edit it, there is that option in Indeed YouTube, but we're trying not to rely on it too much to be a back and forth for more time between you and Eric. But he can pull the captioning file instead, and then you would have to edit that in, it comes in like almost like a Word or a Notepad version as well. So that's an option too. But once that's in there and the instructions are in there, you put transfer, you'll get a verification code. You just type that verification code that you've gotten from your email in, and it will send it right to Eric. We did talk to Eric about OneDrive and other options, but he really preferred this. So we were just going with what's his preference, because we know there are other things that we use within the state, but he really likes this WeTransfer as an option. And then Eric will upload that video. He'll send it back. There's a video link that he'll send back. That's the YouTube. And he'll, he also, if you needed to have the captioning file, as we said, come back because you weren't able to do it in Microsoft Streams, he'll send that. So if there's any further edits, like you thought you needed to start it at 103 and you need it at 104, you know, he can do those fine-tuned little edits for you if need be. But just take note of that, and with getting his email, just send him back any changes that you need related to those edits. And then once those are all in place, he'll send you that final link. Actually, the link that you got originally will be the final link. Nothing changes about it. It's just the final edits that need to take place. And he'll tell you, yep, captioning's all up to date. Everything's in place on those edits. And now you're ready to go and you can share that. So we've asked everybody to keep track of their own links. Typically, he might copy me into it just to have it. We don't have a shared site for all of these videos, but we do really encourage you to use this to put in like your signature, or if you're sending it out to schools, or however that you want to use that best. Okay. And then, how are we doing on time? Then the last thing I would say is maybe we can show one quick video. I'm going to show Lisa, because you've seen Anna. So let me see if we can show Aunt this video.
Hi there. My name is Elisa Olson, and I'm here to tell you about Vocational Rehabilitation Services, or VRS. Have you thought about what you're going to do after high school? Do you wish you had a little bit more help in getting ready for the future? If so, then VRS might be right for you. VRS is a voluntary program that helps students who have an IEP or 504 plan to start planning for their future. While we're working towards planning for your future after high school, there is a lot we can accomplish while you are still in school. Some of the things that we can help you with are exploring your interests and careers that match those interests, seeing or trying out jobs, exploring how to get training or job skills after high school, learning basic skills that can help you with finding or keeping a job. And lastly, for those individuals or families that may receive public benefits, I can also help people to understand how work can impact those benefits. I serve students at Transition Plus, and if you want to learn more about applying for our program, contact me directly by calling or texting me at 763-486-3617, or you can email me at Elisa, ELISSA.Olson, OLSON, at state.mn.us. You can also ask your school case manager, social worker, or work coordinator about our program as well. I look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully we can work together to help you be ready for a successful future.
Okay, so there might have been a little.
Hi there.
Oh, wait, stop.
My name.
There might have been a little customization that you did on that one too, and I'm going to stop Anna's too. Trying to move to my next slide. So that just gives you a good example of that. And I know everybody feels like, oh, I'm looking at the slide and looking at the script, or looking at the camera and looking at the script. That you'll get that down, and you don't have to worry so much about it being perfect. So the last thing I would say is, so what next steps? So we've created a team site to store the scripts, the PowerPoint, and the tech liaison list, and any other resources that we find are helpful along the bend. I'm going to take, if it makes sense for everybody here in the training, I'm going to take all of your names and add you to that team, if that's okay. If you don't want to, maybe email me, yet be added to that team, that's fine. You can also search us up at the DEED Staff Intro Video Project is the name of it, Introduction Video Project. Then we want your team liaison to work with you and your team to begin walking through those steps of creating a video. We ask those tech team liaisons to reach out to Anna, myself, or Elisa Olson to address any questions that come up, and use that team site. We have the ability to do the chat in there. And then I will be just sending out an email again to remind people about the team site. And there's a sign up sheet right on there that I decided to just include that in there. And I'll show you that in 1 second, what it looks like. So that is what you can sign up to decide at which week are your videos all ready, and you can submit that. And then I just said, let us know, how we can help along the way. So I'm going to just exit out of this for 1 second, and then hopefully we have some time for questions. So on this one. So in your team site, you will find this document. It's the only Excel document right now that's in there that shows, here's the different teams. Here's the Rams. Here's the number I received as a potential estimate on the videos. That can change. We certainly can have more people interested or less people interested. But here's the liaison's name, the email, and then I put in for South and North Minneapolis has already done theirs. So here's some other people who've done their video too. We want you to reach out to the tech liaison first, but we know that we're trying to create a community of people answering questions that you might benefit from getting answered. So that is in there. And another tab of it is the sign up. So here's the sign up. We did start on the 21st, just in case people want to get this done for the holidays. All I need is your team name, the number of videos and who the liaison is. And I'll be watching this so that I know, and you can email me that information when you're ready to say, we're on the 21st, here's that information, and we'll get a communication request and that working. I realize every 2 weeks brings us to July. So I'm also conscious of if that were to be that we need a little bit more rigorous schedule because people want this done before the school year, that we are happy to try to see how it's going with Eric and see if we can go more frequently than that. But right now it's every 2 weeks. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are questions that people have. Oh yeah, and somebody's saying, somebody talked about, is this a requirement? It's not a requirement of any of you to do these videos. This is totally optional. It's totally voluntary, but it is a nice option to introduce yourself to students in transition and work on that. What other questions? Can you link videos together with streams, or is that something Eric would do that? Okay, so the question is, can you link videos together within streams, or is that something Eric would do? Eric would do that. So you just create you two separate videos, your rep and your counselor, if you want those to come together. You create your separate videos. Eric will do the editing to merge those two together. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay. What other questions can we answer? And we have a hard stop at 2 for our captionist. Let me see if there's other things coming up. Now I can see faces. Are people feeling good, overwhelmed? What's the... Oh, I got thumbs up for Luke. Any other thumbs? Oh, Kayla's thumbs up. Dawn. Okay, good. I know we didn't show you the process for the WeTransfer, but we're here for you. It's not too difficult. I think the only thing is it might originally ask you, like, do you want to subscribe? And you don't want to subscribe. You just want to go into it free and you can keep clicking through that process.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, that site.
Yep. I think that's the only thing you run up against. What are any other questions that people have?
Oh yeah, okay, you're right, Mike. The sample video that was shown didn't contact information.
Yep, I should have shown Anna. See?
No, that's okay.
I had to pick one of the others.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, hardest part is finding quiet time. I will take your child and babysit if you need.
Oh, look at that. You didn't think you were going to get that from this video, but now you did. Good luck, Anna.
Okay, but the question is ways to edit out background noise. I don't know, Anne, is there?
You know, I hate to say that that's not going to be real viable. You're going to have to find a time. Can you lock yourself in a basement closet or a bathroom?
Using headphones, that's a good one.
Yep. And sometimes the headphones do matter. That is very true. You're using earbuds rather. And I would encourage that. You're going to get your better sound out of doing headphones than you would going right into your computer speaker. It'll just be much better. And your captioning is going to pick it up much better for that reason. So if you can, that's possible. Sheena said she still can hear background.
Maybe you can be playing outside during that time. I don't know.
Go find the favorite thing of your child and have them do it for the next hour and get it done. That's what I would say. Or feed them their favorite food. Oh no, Mike, yours is going to turn out really good. He said he's going to turn out.
I mean, it's really hard to see, and I know people are really nervous about that too. The saying, like, I'm nervous to see myself on video. Like, looking at your own video, it, like, to me, I look so awkward. I'm reading a script. Like, just have fun with it. You're just trying to show yourself to, like we said, those students that we're used to being in the schools and we're not able to do that this year. So just saying, hey, we're still here. It can be really hard to connect with students that if over emails or texts, just so they know that we're still here, we're still able to help out. So yeah, it's hard to watch videos of yourself. It's hard to hear your own voice. So just try to have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't feel like you have to do it perfect the first time. I mean, you get multiple chances. There's no reason why you have to feel, you can delete some of these videos out as you have them. So just keep practicing it how you want it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives you a little bit more comfort as you practice it once. Oh, I didn't like that. Let me do it to the second take. That's fine. You can get all of those chances. You just want to download your final product when you're ready for that last one being ready. So is anyone reviewing them from our communications to make sure they're okay? I've been asked, that's why I'm getting copied into it, Sarah. So I am just making sure that people kind of stay on script of sort. We'd ask that you stay as close to the script as possible and the purpose. And that's why that has helped us then to kind of streamline the processes to make this happen rather than going through communication for every one of them. So that's the copying in that Eric needs to do. So any other questions? Because we're at 2.
How do we get the script? So that is in that Teams, what do you call it?
Oh yeah, yep.
The Teams group that was created. Yeah, the channel.
So,
So if you search in your Teams.
Yep, so here is, if everybody can see this, this is, it shows up at the bottom for me because it's the newest team. And I'll be adding all of you, but the scripts are listed right here. And if you haven't done this before, you just, you can download the document and then it'll show up in a way that you can edit it yourself. Please do that rather than edit the actual document or we'll get really confused. So try not to edit this document, download it, make it your own, save as, and then you'll be able to use it for your purposes. So that's there. The team is already, so the other question somebody asked is the team's already there. Sorry, I don't want that up. So that is out there already, and I'll add you all to that team. Anything else? Assessing with the team, thank you. Okay. Yeah, team channel. Yep. Is that what, Kayla, did you have a question or did you say about the channel? No? Did I miss something?
I was trying to think of the word channel. She was just helping me out.
Oh, got it. Kayla's one of our tech liaisons. Can you tell? I think she is.
She also fills in the blanks for when I can't think of words.
We need that.
I use you in my day-to-day life. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are here, though some of us might be out here and there around the holidays, and as hopefully you all are taking some time off, but let us know how we can help you. We are certainly here to answer any questions, either whether that be through email or phone or our team site through a chat. All I would say about the chat is not everybody pays attention to that coming through or gets notifications. So just if you don't hear from us through a chat and you're trying that, get in touch with us another way as a backup, just in case we're in meetings and we don't pay attention to that chat all the time. Okay, well, happy Teams video recording.
Woohoo.
And maybe do something fun first and then delete it, like do a Christmas Carol moment and then do it more seriously. I mean, it's all possible, not that we're trying to, but it will get you used to what the Teams things like. Sorry, I shouldn't humor that. So anyways, thanks everybody. And if we don't see you sooner, have a happy holiday.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Good job, everybody.